Hi, Tim Unkert here, and in this video, I'm going to make a PHP program where you have a function and you put a certain number into that function, some integer, and the function goes from the integers 2 to that number, it lists them all out, and tells whether they are prime or composite. Now, a prime number is a number that is only divisible by 1 and itself. Okay, so like for example, 7. A composite number is divisible by another integer. So for instance, 4, not, not only is it divisible by 1 and 4, it's also divisible by 2, so 4 is a composite number. Okay, so you can put any number into this function, and you're going to be able to list out all the prime and composite numbers from 2 up to that number. 1 is not a prime number, so that's why I'm not including it in this program. Okay, so let's get started. I've got a text editor here, and I'm going to start by opening and closing my PHP tags here. And then we're going to create a function, and let's call that prime or composite. And let's put in some number, and in PHP you have to have the $ in front of the variable. Okay, and I'm going to close out that function, open and close it. And we're going to start with an indexing variable to iterate through a while loop. So I'm going to call that variable I, and I'm going to set it equal to 1 to start. And I'm going to then have my while loop, and I'm going to say while I is less than the number, we're going to go through this while loop. And right at the end of the while loop, to make sure I don't forget, I'm going to increment I so we don't end up with an infinite loop. Okay, I'm also going to have a variable j, which is going to be equal to I plus 1. Okay, and then I'm going to have a variable prime, which is equal to true. Okay, that's going to be a Boolean to start. I'm now going to have a for loop. Okay, so I'm going to say for, and I'm going to start with k. I'm going up to k now. So k is equal to 2 because we don't care about anything less than 2. And we'll say k is less than j, and then we'll increment k. Okay, so while that's happening, what we're going to do is we are going to check some things. Okay, so while this loop is running, so we're going to check if j, if we take the modulus of j and k, so that what that means is if j is divided by k, the modulus gives you the remainder. So if that is equal to 0, and k is not 1 and k is not j, which based on the for loop we started k at 2, and k is less than j, so it can't be either of those conditions. If that happens, well, then this number is divisible by a number besides 1 in itself, so it's not prime. So we're going to set the prime variable equal to false at this point. Okay, and let's break out of that. And then we'll go down here, and we're going to have an if else statement. So we're going to say if prime, and what that means is if prime is equal to true, then we want to execute some condition, or we want to execute some statements rather. And so the statements that we're going to execute, we're going to echo the variable j and then concatenate on something, some phrase like is a prime number. And I'm going to put an escape character and an n here to bring that to the new line, and then a semicolon to stop that. And so, if prime is true, then j is a prime number. Okay. Else, meaning prime is false, what we're going to do is we are going to echo j and then concatenate on is not a prime number. Okay, and then we'll have that escape character there, and we'll stop there. Okay, and we'll have a new line there. Okay, so we got our function looks like our function is all set. Let's call our function. So I'm going to just type prime or composite, and we'll pass in some number. Let's pass in 10. And now I'm going to save this, okay? So I'm going to go back to a terminal here, and I have PHP installed, so I can just type PHP and then the name of the file, prime or composite.php, and we have an error, okay? So it's a Sunday morning, I made an error. I forgot to put the $sign in front of J, right up here. All right, now let's try it again. All right, and let's run this again. And we see that it's saying everything is a prime number. So we have another error in our logic. I should be drinking more of this coffee. All right. So it's saying everything is a prime number. Why is it doing that? Well, we have this for loop, so it should be running into the for loop. And let me just see. Oh, this is not a prime number. No. I really need coffee. What I meant to type here is a composite number. Okay. Yeah. All right, let's run this again. And okay, so now it's identifying which is prime, which is composite. Okay. All right, so let's put a bigger number. Let's go all the way up to 100. So I'm going to add 100 in here and make sure this works. And we'll see it goes all the way from, starts at 2 and goes all the way up to 100. We'll see 97 is a prime number, which it is. Look it up on Wikipedia if you don't believe me. 89 is a prime number, which it is. Go down, we'll see some other prime numbers. The rest are composite. So anyways, that was a PHP program on a Sunday morning on how to make a list of numbers from 2 to some number you pass into a function that are either prime or composite. If you like this video, please like and subscribe and hit the bell for notifications, as it really helps the channel grow. And I thank you for watching. And next video, I'll try and drink a little bit more caffeine beforehand, but stay tuned and I'll see you in the next one.